A familiar sound, a pleasant melody that sounds like a bird song to my ears, making me want to sleep just a little longer. I close my eyes, thinking that I might still wake up early in the morning. My left hand reaches for my iPhone, still ringing loudly, to cancel an alarm and check the clock on the screen. Damn, it's already 9. As usual, that was the last of 10 alarms. It leaves some thoughts on me why the earlier alarms always seem quieter than the last one. It's Sunday morning that I had planned to work early to enjoy the morning sunlight and have breakfast, a kind of meal I had had in a month. Today, my laziness ruled it all. I walked to my computer desk and turned on the desktop. A programming software appears on the screen while I am preparing my morning coffee. My job is to find the glitches in the program, sent for testing and fix them until they are completely error-free. Although it's unrelated to my degree, it's honest work. If I would found a teacher assistant position at my university, I would probably enjoy my work more. 2 hours have passed and my empty stomach reminds me of hunger. I pull my phone out of a pocket and open a delivery app to order some food for my lunch and dinner. To get a discount when you spend 3,000 baht on the app, I'd rather have a cold dinner instead of spending more money on food. I place my phone beside the keyboard and slide my finger on the screen, spending my time on social media while the program runs on a desktop screen. Scientists discovered a third type of mitochondria path. 40 years of failure in finding a key to immortality. Who would want to live that long anyway? 10 tips for success. I've never looked for any of this crap, so why does it always show up in my feed? They never stop showing despite being hid for 100 times. Academic one about the rising sea levels? No, not me. I must drown and be rotten in this country. Besides, the province where I live is high enough. I doubt one day it will flood. Seems like I got a message. Not feeling well, I don't think I can go to the university tomorrow. Please take care of our experiment. Sorry. She seems to be sorry for not being at the university again. Guess I'll be alone tomorrow. I scroll through social media until the program on my computer runs into an issue, calling for my attention. Just before I turn off my phone screen, I see a post from one of my close friends. Today marks the first anniversary of our fashion business. What an amazing journey it's been, blah blah blah. Looks like a friend of mine is trying to remind me he's on the list of the successful. Obviously, I'm not one of them. Well, at least I could write something to congratulate him. It's already been a year since you started. What's it called again? The Deep, yeah. I'm so proud of you. No, it should be something shorter that doesn't sound worse. Congratulations, note. Hashtag proud friend. Finn, you gotta put down the phone and focus on getting your work done by this evening. You know what would happen if you miss a deadline. Again. I know, conscience. Don't you ever remind me again. Sometimes I do wonder, if I hadn't decided to study science following my brother's step, maybe things would have turned out better. Not figured it out before I did and went into materials engineering. Look at him now, a business owner. And here I am, putting away my phone to do more boring job until I finish my master's degree. But I actually think I'll get a better job opportunity someday. I'll make it to the list of that successful surely. Oh hey, Wan, I thought you were really sick. Why are you here today? A girl with bluish hair responds to my voice by looking up from her phone. She's already in her lab coat as I enter the lab. I felt better this morning, so I came here and even made it on time. She tried to smile, though it didn't match how she looks right now. If you're really not up for it, you don't have to work on the lab today. I'll cover your part. It's my work, my lab results. I can't just let you do it all the time. This time I'll have to read myself. One stands up for her seat afterward. She heads into the sterile room and begins her work. I place my bag under the counter, taking out my lab coat on the table and turn on the laptop. I open the editing program on the laptop and focus on my part-time job until she walks back out from the sterile room. Hey, Finn. Yeah? One sits across from me. She takes off her lab coat, neatly folded, and set it on the counter. Do you even think Quinn will come back? What do you mean? My bro flew to Mars, not heaven. I've been thinking for a while. He's been gone for long, and nobody has heard anything from him. You don't even know when he will return. I miss him as much as anyone. If he really comes back soon, I wonder how he will react when he realizes how well I am right now. Why would you think like that? You are doing. Imagine being a man at 25, still a university student with no full-time job, while everyone else around you get a better job, earn a good sum of money. Some are even married and start their families. Look at me. I'm just a man who still has to live in his brother's room, and daydreaming is the thing he only capable of. If I hadn't chosen to follow his path, I wouldn't be struggling like this. And I noticed that one has been staring at me for a while without a blink, making me stop ranting about my life. She frowns, then she lets out a small sigh. Sorry, it's just how I feel lately. Work has been a bit much, and I feel that I have been literally wasting my potential for 2 years. I don't think what we have done is worthless. It might take more effort than the other, but I get to do what I like. Your brother is the main reason I made it this far. I believe he has inspired so many people, including me. He's also the main reason I'm drowning in despair. Look! He's the one who convinced me to study here, and in the end, just as I finished a bachelor degree, he took off. He hasn't been changing much. My hand instinctively reaches into my pocket to search for my phone, as my conscience was trying to find a way to calm me down. Another email notification? At least it's not from my boss. Guess my life is not so bad at all. Ha! Speaking of the devil, it's from quincy@email.com, my beloved writer email, who's left me to suffer alone for years. Wait, hold on. What the? Quinn? He's contacting me? Is he back on Earth? Oh, hey, Juan. I think I have a good news to tell you. And I quickly opened the email without a second thought. Finn, don't let anyone else say this. I'm dead serious. I've been back on Earth for a while, but I can't come to see you yet. I can't be anyone right now. Sorry. I can't explain the reason at this moment. I hope you still remember the book I gave you 2 years ago. I'm sure you haven't opened it yet, right? Go to the last page and you will know what to do next. Come find me ASAP. I need your help. And hurry, make sure no one sees this email. Keep this between us. I'm begging you. It crossed the water. Keep this between us? What is it, Finn? Nothing. I need to enter the sterile room now. Let's talk later. I immediately grabbed my lab coat and rushed into the sterile room. As I work in the lab, my mind is racing with questions. When did Quinn come back? What was the book's mention? What did he mean by across the water? It could be that he is in another country at this moment, or maybe he might be in the middle of the ocean. After I finished my lab work, I decided to head back to my dorm. I start searching for the book, checking the desk, my bedside, and shelves. There's no sign of the book mentioned in the email. None of my furniture had held any books since Quinn and I moved in, unless it's hidden somewhere that isn't mine. A thick book titled Fundamentals of applied physics catches my eyes. Hidden in a pile of clothes in Queen's closet, I pick up the book and immediately regret how heavy it is. How did people in the past carry two or three of these at once? When I finally turn to the last page, I find a small note tucked inside. Written on it in black ink are two lines of numbers. 7-digit numbers that look like numbers on the x-axis and the y-axis, reminding me of a game I used to play as a teenager. Once I plug the coordinates into global map, the location on my computer screen is anything but easy to reach. It locates a bungalow in an alley somewhere in Bangkok, and the old capital now submerged under 1.5 meters of sea water. If someone challenged me to travel down south to this sunken city, I absolutely won't do it. Couldn't he just meet me somewhere in Konkan instead? Across the water. Did he really expect me to get through the flood? I took my phone out from my pocket, capturing every detail of the house, the alley layout, the color of the fence and roof, and the distance to the nearest station. There are still a few things left to get for the solo expedition. Hello, Note? Hey, Finn. Long time no see. Life's not too bad, you know. I have been busy as always. Uni work is finally close to wrapping up. No, it's actually the opposite. What about you, Note? How's your new business going? Guess what, Finn? It's only been a year, but I just sold out my new product yesterday. Who would have thought so many people would be interested in my flood fighter? Wait, they are all sold out? Really? You're also planning to explore the underwater city like the other people, aren't ya? Don't tell me you're heading to the old capital. What an idiot, Finn. Your brother warned you that no one is supposed to know about this. Hello, third voice. I know I messed it up. Please don't try to alert me. Yeah. Just planning on traveling a bit. I'm about to go abroad, you know, like Korea or maybe Finland. I heard Indonesia is holding an underwater exhibition next year, you know? I am really a master of lying. Since we have been friends since primary school, I'll give you one for free. It's my spare. Seriously? Thanks a lot, man. Actually, there's a catch. I'm a businessman, you know. Nothing's truly free. I stayed quiet for a moment, waiting for him to name his terms. I actually need some advice on the new design. Something to improve the first fighter. Got any cool ideas? Of course, my friend. What do you know about shark teeth? I then went on to impress him with random science facts I would read on ScienceGate before ending the call. Alright, waterproof suit. Check. All I need now is a waterproof backpack and a pair of rubber boots to trek through the ruins of Bangkok. After the delivery call, I go down to pick up the fighter that Note mailed me yesterday. 100 years ago, I would have to wait a whole week for delivery, and my brother would likely have forgotten about the appointment entirely. I packed the suit, rubber boots, and other essentials into my waterproof bag. My phone then goes into a plastic phone dust bag from a shelf. Once ready, I leave my dorm. After taking the high-speed rail to Ayutthaya, I made my way to an amphibious transport terminal. This is my first time seeing a four-wheeled vehicle capable of traveling on water. It isn't as modern as the hovercrafts I have seen online, but the fact that it could fold wheels thrills me. After about an hour, the view outside has changed. More high-rise buildings appear along the way. What lay before me is not prosperity written in the name of Bangkok. Most buildings here have become ruins floating on the water, and many high-rises are abandoned. Some remaining skyscrapers are still well maintained, surprisingly adapted to tolerate floods. Some are adjusted its lower floors by converting into docks. Some have elevated the living space nearly 5 meters above the water level. The amphibious vehicle comes to a stop in the middle of the decaying city. Everything from my history classes was at odds with what I see ahead. Highways without cars, houses without residents. More than half the structures here have been abandoned for ages. Walls are now covered in algae. resembling an urban forest. My final destination is still about 10 kilometers away. Walking through waterlogged terrain, even with flood fighter, would take at least half a day. Luckily, some types of transportation are still available at this time, even though motorcycle taxis are long gone. And suddenly, the sound of an engine blow across the border. I call out impulsively. Hey, hold on, sir! I need a lift. A 15-hour trek is cut down to just 30 minutes of hitching a ride with an old man in an orange vest. Where are you headed, young man? You don't look familiar here. Remember what your brother said, Finn. Watch your mouth. I'm looking for an old bungalow that belonged to my family, I replied, showing him a picture of the house on my phone. He breathed out, then he shook his head. Just have Robobab set the route. I'll take you there. Impressive. I don't even know that it could set cars on water. I sit down on the worn wooden seat, placing my waterproof bag between my legs as the old man maneuvered the boat. It is a wooden boat that built of a metal frame, and the seat I am sitting on is made of wood planks that looks rotten and decayed. I should have checked the boat's condition beforehand, but I think it's too late now. The farther we go from the station, the more debris appear on the water. Wooden furniture, mattresses, plastic waste, resembling a footage from a tsunami documentary. The floodwater here is far filthier compared to earlier. It is the most disgusting scene I have ever witnessed, second only to animal carcasses in my undergrad class. Don't let the suit go to waste. Finn. I put the rubber boots into my backpack and take a look at Flood Fighter. It is a colorful suit comprised of a neon yellow hoodie that can be seen from afar, even visible during the darkest night, while its suit is marine blue. Normally, it would camouflage with ocean water, but here, it clashes against the brown sludge. How filthy and muddy the floodwater is actually makes me worry that my suit would be very dirty after this trip. But honestly, I don't think that I would love to wear it again. So I put the flood fighter on and gently squeeze a button below its neck piece. A thin shield appears above my face and connects to the collar below my chin. Soon, the stench begins to disappear. How much for the ride, sir? 1,500 baht. Well, not cheap for a 10-kilometer trip, but I guess I have to pay him anyway. I'll transfer the payment once we get there, sir. I've been on the boat for over an hour. Thanks to Dramamine, my first time boat ride has been smooth. We can't go any further. Huh? What did he say? There's a mountain of junks blocking the way. Can you just drop off and walk from here? There must be another way in, sir, I replied, checking on the map. Looks like there's another entrance. Can you get me there? Sure, set the route. Moments later, I check every item in my bag and then look up to see what is ahead. A massive wall of trash blocking the entrance. This is your unlucky day, young man. I saw a gap that you might be able to wade through. Can you manage? Thank you, sir. Please stop me here. I transfer the payment and get off the boat. This is weird. Normally, trashes would have dripped to the sides or at least into the house. The barricade sealing off the alley must have been made by someone. Piecing everything together, I begin to suspect my brother. Why was he so secretive about returning from Mars? Why is this alley cleaner than the nearby streets? Why does he act like a fugitive? A house in front of me matches the one on global map. Its painting is pale and the orange fence looks rusty. Surprisingly, it is easier to locate the bungalow than expected, as it is more unstaged than any buildings nearby. Hey, Quinn! Do you hear me? I decide to enter after calling him for a few times. The rusty gate is loosely closed, making it easy to get in. A door towards me, which is a sliding door, also left slightly open. As I enter the house, some trashes from the outside get in with me, along with some tree benches that are left outside. Inside the house is really tidy and all furniture has been removed, leaving an empty downstairs. I head upstairs to escape the floodwater. There still is a lot of furniture, indicated that the owner of this house decided to leave the second floor untouched. Quinn could be hiding in one of these rooms, so I knock a door on the left. Quinn, are you in there? The door is not locked, but I don't find any sign of my brother. Instead, I feel an eerie familiarity with this place as I enter the room. I can only remember growing up in Khon. Why do I feel like I had my childhood here? I didn't stay in that room for long because I need to find my brother as soon as possible. Returning downstairs, I begin to check an email again. There is no way my brother is impersonated by someone. Then, I notice something on the wall at the entrance when I look away from my phone. A faint mark resembling an arrow pointing downward to the floor. With a scientist's curiosity, I approach the wall and take a look at the sign. The arrow actually points to a small button near the edge of the wall. After I press it without hesitation, I start to notice the water inside this room being drained rapidly. I try to look for the water leaks, but found none. There should be some leaks from the door, but everything appears to hold tight. What lay after I turn around is a trapdoor that slightly opened. Quinn! I called out with a surprise, but nothing emerged from that door. It is the most exhilarating experience I felt in years. The last time I felt alive was the first step in my university, so I decided to approach the trapdoor and crouch, ready to reach my right hand, open the door, and then I could no longer feel my arms. All of a sudden, I felt dizzy, unable to control myself. This time was even worse than the last time I went blank at 4 a.m. after working all night. I was blacked out for a moment and barely gained my conscience back. What lies beneath the trapdoor is a 20-berth room, so dark as if there were just a void behind the trapdoor. I cannot see anything but darkness. Even sunlight from the outside cannot even penetrate. But there's nothing that can stop the curiosity of a scientist who has traveled from his home for 500 kilometers. I cannot stop just because of my sleepiness. Finally, I steadied myself and fished my phone out of a pocket. The light from the screen helps me regain my conscience back. I turn the flashlight mode on and shine it down, but the floor is not visible from here, like there were no floor at the bottom at all. The deep, dark abyss below me is even more unsettling than I initially thought. There is no light, no sound, not even an echo. With caution, I stand up and gather all 3 branches brought inside when I try to open the house's door. I grab one of the branches and throw it into the void. Less than a second, that stick is completely gone. I cannot even hear any sound from beneath as if the stick never hit the floor. This time I snatch a longer stick and extend it into the darkness. Part of it disappeared into the void, but it is intact after I pull it back. The darkness might be a veil that acts like a shadowy mist. Alright, it may sound too reckless, but it's time for me to be a test subject. I put my left hand on the floor to balance myself as I extend my right arm down into the darkness and swing around. My right hand is completely invisible and then I grab something at the edge. It is a ladder, hidden within the shadow. Of course, where there is a trapdoor leading down to the basement, there must be some kind of stairs. Given the trapdoor size, which is big enough for me to fit in, I make a decision to climb down. I reach my feet on something solid and then turn around to face the ladder. I begin to climb down with caution, one step at a time. As I descend further, a sense of dizziness grows within me again, gradually disoriented my mind. A flicker of fear took hold. Something dangerous could be lurking below, something that might tear my legs apart. But when I regain focus, I realize part of my body has already slipped into the darkness, but surprisingly, I feel no pain at all. With my eyes closed, I quickly climbed down the stairs. Suddenly, a bright light hit my face, and I instinctively opened my eyes. To my shock, I lost my grip and tumbled down the ladder. It is nothing like I expected. Warmth spread over my face from the sunlight above. I find myself lying on firm ground, looking up at the sky through the canopy of large trees. The branches cast shade that partially blocked the light. What astonished me the most is the color. The tree's leaves are crimson red, shading a sky that has a soft lavender hue. The trunks are jet plain black like a lump of coal, and the grass under my head is a pinkish orange. I could believe my eyes at the surreal landscape before me, making me completely forget about the pain from falling down. Moments later, I heard someone rushing inside the grey wooden house off to the right, accompanied by a familiar voice I haven't heard for 2 years. Is that really you, Finn?